presentation started for you. If you haven't grabbed a seat, now might be a good time for that. And you're more than welcome to move down front if you'd like. It's going to be my next research project, is why everybody in school wants to sit in the back. Thanks for coming out tonight. My name is Chris Knight. I'm the new superintendent here at Boardman Local Schools. So excited to be here tonight at our first annual Kindergarten Kickoff event. You know, and talking with staff and taking a look at, you know, just some of the processes and the things that we do here. One of the concerns that was raised early on in the year was that we made sure that we had enough information for parents, right? I have 3 kids of my own. I remember how scary it was when I sent each one of them off to kindergarten. And the more we can do to get you information and to make you feel comfortable about this process, the better we are at doing our jobs. And that's what tonight's all about. We want to make sure that we get you the full picture of what this experience is. And part of that is not just kindergarten, but it's Boardman Local Schools altogether. That's the reason why we held this event, not at one of the elementary schools, but here at the high school. Because this is the culmination of that experience, right? 13 years, we hope, for your students, starting with kindergarten next year, all the way up and through the opportunity to watch them participate here in the BPAC, or out on our athletic field, or here with our strong academic programs. And that all starts with a good, solid foundation. And that foundation starts at our elementary schools. And so proud to be a part of this program here with our award-winning elementary schools. We do have 4 National Blue Ribbon School Awards. One of our schools has earned that award actually twice. You aren't even eligible for that until after your 5 years is up from the first time that you get it. Ohio 5-Star Awards through our 5-Star program here in the state of Ohio. And the newest U.S. News & World Report ranking, we sit in the top 3% in the state of Ohio in regards to the requirements that the state has set aside. It's not all about awards, but each one of these sets of awards has different standards. And we're very proud of the fact that we've ranked very well in all of these different categories. But it's much more than that, right? Our elementary schools work really, really hard in making sure that we build that solid foundation for our students. And tonight we're just going to talk a little bit about what that foundation is and what some of that programming looks like. So I'm going to turn it over to the team here, and they're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that you can expect as your students come into kindergarten. So first up, Mr. Zaccoli.
Thank you, Mr. Knifer. All right, thank you. I'd like to echo Mr. Knifer's comments and welcome you to Boardman Local Schools. I have the opportunity to talk to you about Success by 6 program. This is run through United Way. I could sit up here and talk to you as a building principal, but I'll talk to you as a parent. My children are now 18 and 16, so I have a senior and a sophomore. As a parent, I would want my child to participate in this. It's a great program that gets your child acclimated to their elementary school. You can see the dates that it runs shortly after the 4th of July. It runs for 3 weeks. I believe it goes Monday through Friday the first 2 weeks, and then the last week is Thursday. This is a first come, first served basis. So when you enroll your child in person at the schools, you're going to have a registration form. My recommendation would be to fill that form out that day. This way you will probably guarantee your spot. Maybe you're on the fence, maybe you're going to be out of town for a couple weeks, that's fine. I would rather personally have you fill it out, call the building principal and say, you know what, I'm going to be out of town for a couple weeks, I need to take my name off the list. Do it this way, at least you guarantee your spot in that program. It is run from 8:30 to 12. Busing is provided, so it's a great way to have your child experience the bus as well. I know as a parent of a first-time kindergarten, that's probably your greatest fear. Putting your child on the bus drives away, and you hope that they are going to return. My wife struggled with that as well. I promise you they will. But it is a great opportunity. They will do bus safety within the first day, teach the child about how to properly sit on the bus, how to pay attention to the bus driver signals and different things like this. Other things that you can see it promotes: early literacy, math. These are programs, Success by 6, that are predominantly taught by classroom teachers at the buildings. It's a way for your child, like I said, to get familiar with the building. They'll be able to tour it, see where the cafeteria is, learn the expectations of the building, the expectations of the cafeteria, the expectations of playground. It's just a great opportunity to get involved and get your child to sort of have a better grasp of what kindergarten will look like for them. As I mentioned, space is limited, so when you are there, please do me a favor, at least sign up. Let's say you're going to be out of town for a week and you can only attend 2, it's not a problem. Still an opportunity for you to attend, okay? When you do go to the schools to enroll your child, like I said, if you have additional questions about Success by 6, Mr. Cervello, Ms. Johnson, or myself would be able to answer those. All right? Thank you and welcome to Boardman. Ms. Johnson.
I want to once again welcome everyone. Tonight is basically based around communication. And that's kind of the piece that I want to talk about. We don't want communication to stop tonight. Communication is so important throughout the year to keep everyone in the loop. We have morning drop-off is one of the pieces that kind of slips through the cracks, so we kind of put that up there. Our doors will open at 7:40 for drop-off in the morning, approximately as of now. If that changes, we will communicate. When you came in, they asked for emails, so we will start communicating. The 3 of us are going to get a list together of all the students from each one of our schools so that we have the email contacts and the phone numbers for those of you that left those up the front. So any information that we get, we will be able to send out to you. Once you are registered, we get up and running. Every school will have a Remind. The district has a Remind, and teachers, some of them use Remind, some use Class Dojos. I encourage you to please join those. Those are the best ways to get all the information from specific schools and specific teachers. I know my teachers, as well as the other teachers, they send pictures of class parties on there, any information you need to know for the weeks coming up. So that's very, very important to keep that communication open with the teachers. Another good way is school PTAs. School PTAs have their own Facebook pages. They also send out newsletters. They are the ones who do all of our activities and parties in our school. So joining the PTA is a great way to get involved, and they will definitely have that information for you coming up in the schools. Keep Boardman Excellent is our Facebook page. For those of you on Facebook, you can see our communications department does a great job on posting pictures, not only from elementary, from high school, athletics, academics, all the arts. So it keeps you in the loop of what is coming for your kiddos and things that they can join as they get older. Boardman School's website is also another page you can go to. The lunch fees, the lunch menus, anything going on in the district, your final forms that you have to enroll in, everything is on that page, including the links for the individual elementaries and middle, center, and high schools. Students take-home folders. We have take-home folders that go home with kiddos every night. Please, it is very, very important you check those. One side's a keep at school, one side's take home, or keep it home and bring back to school. That's where a lot of the teachers will have important messages or important letters or their newsletters or important information that you need to know or return to the schools. So if you're checking those at night, you'll be able to keep updated on what is going on in that classroom. And teamwork, we always say the communication is always open. Mr. Cervello, Mr. Zaccoli, and myself are always welcoming emails, phone calls, anytime you have questions or concerns. Teachers also. Remind, Dojo, messages, they will be happy to answer. My rule is within 24 hours, I will get back to you. If I don't, it got lost in my spam somewhere. So don't hesitate to call the school and say, hey, I sent an email, or can I speak to Mrs. Johnson or one of the other principals? We are a team, the students, the teachers, myself. We need to work together for the success of the whole district. So I will now hand it over to Mr. Cervella.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Al Cervella, the principal of West Boulevard Elementary School. And again, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here with us this evening. I'm going to talk a little bit about our open houses and parent meetings. Every elementary school does a parent meeting or an open house. We do have different times, as you can see, dates to remember. Robinwood and Stadium Drive are at the beginning of August, whereas West Boulevard we're at the end of May. So, but the information that we talk about is exactly the same. First and foremost, attending the parent meeting or the open house gives you an opportunity to understand some of the building procedures and policies, as well as the classroom procedures and policies. So that's a great way to get you going on the right foot. Also then we talk about the understanding of the expectations for the students. You notice up there it says students, but also says parents. So yeah, we have expectations for the students, but we're going to hold you guys to expectations as well, as you should hold us to expectations. So we're all going to be, as Johnson said, it takes a team. We have to be on the same page for the end goal. The end goal is success, give the boys and girls the best possible education we possibly can. And to do that, we have to work together as a team. So understanding those expectations is important. Again, the communication piece, sign up for, you'll be able to sign up for a teacher dojo, remind, anything like that, as well as the PTA. And one of the key things that we haven't talked about yet is the opportunity to speak with the school nurse. So all 3 elementary schools have a nurse there all day. Some students have some special needs, and we need to know that prior to the start of the school year. And this is a wonderful opportunity for you as a parent to come in, meet the school nurse, make sure we have a plan in place. Because again, student safety is primary, it's primary with us. So again, those dates, there's information at every table of the elementary school with the important dates that you need to know and times. Please make sure you stop at the tables and pick it up in accordance to what elementary school you're going to. I'd like to turn it over to Ms. Keller in registration.
Good evening. My name is Elizabeth Keller. I do enrollment for all of the schools here at Boardman. The first thing that I definitely want to highlight would be what is highlighted, and that is if you are enrolling your kindergartner into school for the upcoming school year, they must be 5 on or before August 1st of 2025. Then as far as final forms go, it's really important that those are completed by March 6th when you go to your school buildings. And making sure that all of the information is accurate. I know that it's very easy to make a typo in a phone number. I stress that you check and double check what you are submitting. Those school buildings, if your child is sick or if for whatever reason you need contacted, they're going to be relying that that information is accurate and up to date. Which brings me to my next point. If you do have any contact information change as far as your phone number, email, or your address, please make sure that you call my office or you contact the school building so that we can make sure that we relay that information and streamline it to the departments that we need to. The last thing that I want to mention is that closer to the beginning of the school year, additional final forms are going to populate. You'll get an email notification. Make sure that you sign off on those. I think it's 3 additional forms. Make sure that you just check prior to the start of school. Make sure that those are signed off. And then final forms does need completed and updated annually. So it's not just this time, but next time you'll have to go in and just sign off on those forms. It is easier though the second time, so everything should be accurate in there. All right?
Hello, I am Natalie Winkle. I am the food service supervisor. So it's my job to, my job to make sure your children have yummy things to eat. So So I'm encouraging everyone to go on to the free reduced lunch application. You'll be able to do that first part of August and sign up even if you feel that you're not eligible for it. It helps our numbers whether you're approved or not. We still need you to apply. Also, I would like to encourage you, your children will get a lunch ID number. It's your student ID number. If you could practice that with them, it would really, really help, because once they come through the lunch line, they have to punch that number into a keypad, and you can imagine a line full of 30 littles in line, not knowing their number. It makes it a little bit more difficult. So, hint, if you put their number as their lockout code on their devices, they learn it super quick. So that really would help. So, if you have any questions, you're welcome to reach me. And also in your bags that you receive, there's a bag of cookies with my business card attached to it, and it tells you exactly how to do the lunch application. If you have any questions, my number's on there, my email's on there. Give me a call.
Good evening and welcome. I'd like to welcome all of your students as they begin their journey into school. I am the transportation supervisor. There's one very important thing you can do to help prepare your child, and that is have them ready when the bus comes in the morning. Ready is dressed, backpack on, and waiting for the bus as it's coming down the street. That driver will be looking for your child and will stop when they know that they're out. And so having them prepared is very beneficial. We do ask that you be outside at your stop at least 5 minutes before the bus is due to arrive. The first week of school, transportation is going to kind of vary. There's staggered starts at the schools, and the drivers are learning their times and their stops. So the times will vary for that first week, but after the first week, you should have a pretty good indication of when that bus is going to come daily. And if you're out within 5 minutes before that time, everything should run smoothly. In the afternoon, with your kindergarten student, we also would like to see a parent in order to drop off your child. So if you're out and waiting for the bus, that also is beneficial because we can get them home and get them dropped off and move on to the next stop. Another very important thing for transportation is to label your child's belongings, their coat, their backpack, their lunchbox. When they get left on the bus, it's easy to know where they go if we have those names on it, and also those names help at the beginning of the school year when we need to determine who the child is. Sometimes they're nervous, which they're riding the bus for the first time, they're going to school for the first time. And if the driver accidentally passes their stop and then they're left at the end of the day with a student and they don't know where they go, it's hard to determine if we don't have any way to ID your child. So please make sure you're marking those belongings for us. Yep. We're going to go ahead and continue. I have one more slide on there, and that basically is just some general rules when riding the bus. We will ask that your child stay seated and remain in their seat. They should have an assigned seat that they'll go directly to when the bus comes. And if you think that they're going to be on the bus, probably in the vehicle for the first time unrestrained. So it's a hard lesson to teach them to try and sit down and behave, but the less distractions the driver has, the better. There is no eating or drinking on the bus. And there's a packet on the table that has lots of other rules and regulations, but the big one is to try and teach them to stay seated and no eating and drinking. There it is. Oh, no yelling, no screaming. That's hard to enforce when they've been in school quiet all day.
It's really dark back there.
So hopefully that at least gets you started with some understanding of what the school district expectations are for our kindergartners coming into elementary school. We will be around not only this evening, but that question that comes up tomorrow or Friday, please don't hesitate. Call here, central office, call enrollment, call the different buildings. We're more than happy to try and get you all the information that you need to feel comfortable about releasing your kids to us, right? I told you I got 3 of my own. 2 of them are full grown and one of them's a junior here at the high school. And I still remember that first day of kindergarten like it was yesterday. So I understand and certainly appreciate what you are preparing to do here over the course of the next few months. So one other thing I would encourage you before we leave, I mentioned at the beginning of this that this is more than just the kindergarten start, right? We look at this as the big picture, right? We can't wait to see your children who are getting ready to go into kindergarten, ready to perform here at the BPAC, or to be out on our athletic fields, right? And I encourage you from now to get involved. There's a lot of amazing things going on here in Boardman Local Schools, and you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. Come and see a game. Come and enjoy a concert. Just in the next month, we've got our drama production coming up. We've got Project Mayhem coming up. We've got spring sports getting ready to start. There's a lot of amazing things going on here in the district, and I encourage you to get involved as soon as possible. Great to see many of you here this evening. Please share with your friends that were not able to make it, that this information will be available on our district websites. And again, share those numbers. Have them reach out to us. We want to be able to answer all of your questions. Thank you again for coming this evening. We'll be around for questions after this, and we look forward to seeing everybody at registration on March 6th. Thank you, guys.